According to the PlayStation blog, this first episode will include trailers.
What's up, guys? Anyone in there? Just getting the setup here. Saltiest. You know, it's funny, dude. I was gonna hit you up because I saw you were going live. I'm like, where the hell is the link? And this is what I was gonna start my video off when I was talking about it. Like, it's so easy to find Nintendo Direct links. Like with Microsoft, it's like, hell if I know. I I actually have yours up because I was gonna see if I could copy where you go. So I mean, I went to GameSpot. It says watch Microsoft Xbox Indie Showcase here today. So, like, maybe they'll have something on GameSpot. We'll see. That's too funny, dude. Starting in 4 minutes, we still don't know where the link is to watch this. This is going to be interesting. It says watch it here, and then you go there, and it's definitely not it. be on the official Xbox website. This is just fluff and ads. Let's ask the Twitterverse. Watch it here, click on the link, and it's not here. I'm so confused. This is such a mess. That's just an ad.
Sony has announced its first State of Play stream, which sounds a bit like a Nintendo Direct. That'll air Monday, March 25th at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. According to the PlayStation blog, this first episode will include trailers, game announcements between Nintendo Direct. Sony has announced its first blog gameplay footage. On Microsoft's end, the ID at Xbox Game Pass stream, which is related to its game subscription service and its indie program, will air Tuesday, March 26th at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern.
Where?
The Nintendo Indie Spotlight. This stream will focus on this GameSpot news update is going to have a lot to talk about.
Okay, that is definitely not helpful. I think they forgot they had a show today. Like, not even kidding. This is just bad. This is real bad. We got 21 people in here looking for the official link. They have not started the show, and if they have, it's nowhere to be found. There's a lot of people looking for the link. Now it says to watch it here, and you click on it, and it's just an advertisement for the show today. This was posted yesterday. But this is not it. It's going to count down 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just go into an advertisement.
Through live streams.
And it always starts at 11 seconds in for some reason.
Sony has announced its first.
They just posted a vid? Oh. So that's how it's going to be. It's not a live stream. It's just a video posted. Okay, let's go to the official Xbox. Here it is, 3 minutes ago. All right, here it is. Cool. We are here. Rah. Okay, rah. Thank you. like this. That's better. Game Pass to victory. Yeah, Kim, it is crazy live stream season apparently. Killer Queen Black.
Hey, I'm Chris Charler from ID at Xbox.
And hi, I'm Sarah Condi, also with the ID at Xbox team. And what you just saw was Killer Queen Black, an intense action strategy platformer.
So I have played a ton of this game at arcades in Seattle, and so I gotta assume it's gonna have 8-player multiplayer on Xbox?
That's correct. And we're thrilled to announce not only that it's coming to Xbox, but that it'll be a day one launch into Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, that's awesome. And it makes it the perfect game to launch on our new show.
Yes, this is the first game. It just started.
This just turned out to be a great way for players to find new and really interesting games. And also, it's been an incredible vehicle for independent developers to reach new audiences.
Well, with that, shall we jump into our next announcement?
Let's go.
Outer Wilds from Mobius and Annapurna Interactive is an exploration game about curiosity, roasting marshmallows, and unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. It's coming in 2019, and we're thrilled to announce that it'll be a Game Pass Day 1 launch.
Outer Wilds, we often call it an open world mystery. It's very much kind of an adventure game. There's no crafting because you die every 22 minutes and go back in time. So the only thing that you take with you from loop to loop is your knowledge of what you found and what you've discovered. It's very much a game of space archaeology and putting together clues about what's going on in this world, what's happening, putting the story together kind of for yourself as you explore. We try very hard.
It's like a mix between Firewatch and Myst.
The tools to explore and sate their own curiosity.
Mobius Digital was started 5 years ago by Masioka. We wanted to create an independent game studio that would do innovative games that anybody could play. We started with a few mobile games on iOS and Android, and then when Outer Wilds won the grand prize at IGF, we started.
Yeah, it does look pretty interesting.
If you've ever been camping outside at night, looking up at the stars, sitting around a campfire maybe, and we're like, wow, I really wish I could go hop into my ship I've got parked over in the trees and blast off and go explore what I see up in the sky. That's sort of the feeling that we're kind of wanted to capture with this game.
My name is Wesley Martin. I'm the art director on Outer Wilds. The look of Outer Wilds was inspired by several things. One of the main things was national park ads from the 60s. We pulled a lot from NASA from that period as well, so using the national park posters with their graphic shapes and simple colors fit really well with the level design of the game. The coolest part about the game visually is that all the planets in the game are physically simulated.
Yeah,
so
exactly,
as you're flying
Kim.
around the solar system, you just naturally get things like eclipses and planets coming into view and a comet flying by, and it creates these really cinematic moments that just sort of happen due to the systems in the game.
One of the big things we wanted to do with the game is create a world that feels like it's changing even when you're not there. Sort of, nature doesn't care, right? It's all these giant systems happening, tornadoes on giant steep, little hollow physically imploding on itself and falling into a black hole. Those things will happen no matter where you're exploring in the solar system, and that was very important to give that sense that you don't have any effect on anything in this world. You're exploring it, but really you have to kind of bend to its whims, not the other way around.
We try really hard to make sure that the art supports the game design so that it makes it easier to navigate at levels, easier to find points of interest. So it's always great to hear when players just sort of immerse themselves in the world and find all the cool things that we've hidden.
What we have here is the signal scope, one of the many tools you get to use when you play Outer Wilds. The signal scope is a telescope. I can't use it because I only have 2 eyes. It was designed for a 4-eyed
I do not know.
and it also has the ability to pick up distant sounds from outer space. Mobius
See, I'm
is
having
very
trouble getting
excited
what
for
the
everyone to finally realize
what the
a
point of
strange
this
thing
game
we've
is.
made. We
Like, it
haven't shown
seems-
a lot of the weird stuff in trailers, intentionally. We're trying not to give
It
too much
seems
away,
like
but,
Myst.
wow,
Like
there's a lot of positive
Myst
stuff in the
meets
solar system
No
of
Man's
Outer Wilds.
Sky meets Firewatch. That is my feeling
Thanks for
from this
watching.
game.
We hope you check out Outer Wilds, available on Xbox One and Game
Furious
Pass.
typing skills. Yeah. Sorry about that. Just trying to keep up with 12 different things at
Hi,
once.
I'm Nick Zuklich, a content planner on the ID at Xbox team. Basically, that means I'm in a constant quest for great content and developers to bring to Xbox. I'm super excited to talk about what we're doing at PAX East. But before that, let's look at some other awesome games coming to Game Pass.
Void Bastards. It's like cell shading. First person shooter. Operencia. I did not catch what was on his shirt. Did you, or did you? Was it a joke, or you missed it? Supermarket Shriek. This actually looks interesting. Good. You like that guy's shirt? Yeah, it looked cool. I just don't remember what was on it. Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't like
the devil under the table. Goats.
Oh yeah, that shirt. That's cool.
Cats, photography, dungeon crawling. What a time to be alive. And guess how many of these games will be playable at PAX East?
All of them.
All of them.
Yes.
They will all be Game Pass Day 1 launches and all playable at PAX East. Make sure to come by the Xbox booth and check them out.
I wish I could be there.
You can win one of 4 custom-designed consoles we made for these great games. Be sure
those
to
are pretty
retweet
sweet.
the Xbox Game Pass sweepstakes post. Lastly, we'll be giving out custom pins for all the games we'll be showing at PAX
That's
East.
pretty cool.
And yes, they're hard enamel for you pin enthusiasts.
That's really cool. Those are gonna be going for like $100 each on eBay.
We were able to sit down with Night School Studios to chat about the game.
Hey, Kevin Tendo, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming by. What's up, Stitched?
Milo, how long have we been friends?
Our entire lives.
Our whole entire lives.
In After Party, you play as 2 characters. You play as Milo and Lola. And these are 2 best friends who just graduated college and, through a very unfortunate accident, find themselves in hell, dead, trapped for what they think is an eternity. And it turns out, though, that fairly early in the evening, they find out that there's a loophole that if you can outdrink Satan, which nobody's ever done before, you're allowed re-entry to Earth. One of the first people I pitched it to after Adam and I felt really good about it was Janina Gavankar. And Janina, as I was talking to her, I was like, maybe you'll want to do a bit part in the game or something sort of.
Yeah, Rufus, exactly. Those pins are going to be Mario cereal all over again.
And as soon as she read just a little bit more,
you can't wait for this game.
What a talker.
After Party.
Janina, jumped all over it. Milo is played by a hilarious actor named Koi Dao, who we also know through the studio just because he is another USC alumni, like about half of our studio. The chemistry between Koi and Janina has been great because they're both quite similar to the actual characters they play.
Sorry, this is Lola. I'm Milo. Didn't we have the same advanced frisbee class in...
Yeah, no, I remember. He's the one who had his wisdom teeth removed and then threw up all over the admissions director.
Well, it was nice catching up. Have a good summer.
See ya.
At Night School, it's just always important for us when we're starting a game to try and take something narratively that is relatable for players, and then
I love the Mario cereal.
As much as possible.
Hey, Billy, can we maybe?
How
about we change the music up?
I can't actually. They only made 1 song for the DJ.
What does that mean?
I mean, yeah, sure thing. Just after this one's done.
The big theme of the game is what is a friend? And what is a friend to you? Is it someone who is always going to agree with you? Is it someone who is going to be there for you? Is it someone who's going to challenge you? And kind of where you get your friends and how you keep them and what friends drift away. And the game kind of, as it evolved, became kind of an exploration of both how to be a good friend and how to define that, and also what friendship really means to like the human soul.
Okay, I know that could have gone better.
College was a non-stop, inescapable popularity contest where the winners rule over an imaginary world. You think anyone in society is gonna care what they called you in college? What's gonna be etched on your metallic space crypt will be what you did in the actual real world. And the real world starts right now.
In our game, the drinking is really about like.
Oh, these guys made Oxenfree? That's good to know.
Your dialogue choices based on the moment. So
I'm surprised they didn't mention that to give them some sort of credibility at the beginning of this.
If you want to be more aggressive, do that. If you want to get more specific and speak with a pirate accent and actually only talk like a pirate, go ahead and do that.
So it's basically like a party simulator.
Set up in a way to give the player all all of these tools, and each bar has different drinks inside of it too. So ideally, not only are you thinking about what I want to say and how I interact appropriately inside of each of these scenarios, but also just how do I want to behave and how do I want to be perceived by these other characters. So drinking was probably the biggest design push that we made into the dialogue system. On top of that, though, After Party has a variety of activities that coexist with the dialogue system.
I cannot believe this.
So the whole team at Night School has been heads down working on After Party for a little over 2 years now, and it's just exciting to finally get the game in people's hands. I think the thing that is going to probably surprise people the most is that there is a ton of heart in the game, and there's actually quite a bit of exploration of the challenges of friendship. By the end of the game, we really do challenge all of these friendships and factions down in hell, and so I think there's quite a bit more depth to the game than people might be expecting.
But why is New York called New York?
It's named after the Duke of York.
Oh, thanks, Brainiac. Why don't you lecture us on
So it's a bar party simulator that takes place in hell.
You should pace yourself.
Thanks for watching. After Party comes out later this year.
There's your release date.
Can
Later
you get
this
alcohol
year.
poisoning in hell?
Such a good game. Everybody should definitely check it out.
But that means we're done, right? That's it?
Not quite.
No, this isn't the Sony live stream.
From Joy Masher and the Arcade Crew, Blazing Chrome throws you into some serious metal madness. The world is dominated by machines.
Looks like Metal Slug.
With few humans remaining with total extermination. You get to mess stuff up and free humankind in this classic run and gun, made by and for fans of serious arcade action.
Metal Slug and Contra.
And with that, we just want to thank you all for joining us for our first round of Idea Game Pass. Have fun out there.
Oh, that really is it.
See ya.
I mean, I guess I'll put it this way. I didn't have high expectations for it because it was indies only. It wasn't like I'll just replay it again with the music on softer. But it was it was pretty good. There was a good amount of games. The problem I had with this, and this is the same issue that I had with the Sony one yesterday, and these companies really need to look at stopping doing this, is I personally, maybe you guys would disagree, but let me know. I don't like sizzle reels. I don't like where they just, here's a game, 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 and they're all coming out available this whenever. It's like, I'd rather, here's a game, let's talk about it, let's talk about what goes on with it, which they did with After Party. But that's what I want for every single one of these. I want that kind of depth and detail on every single one of these games. I watched Brian G. Johnson too. Yeah, Brian G. Johnson, he's a good dude. I've talked to him a couple of times, actually. He's a good guy. But yeah, I feel like they really should focus more on the actual game experience and the creators of it. I feel like that is the best part of these. And I would have liked to see a lot more detail on Operencia and on the Supermarket Shriek. I mean, you don't really need to go in detail on some of the basic ones, but at the same time, like, Outer Worlds and After Party are basically all they focused on in this. I can see why they don't, especially if they cover a lot of games. Showcases would be really long. I mean, I don't think it would be really long, because I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. 8 games in total that they talk about here. And they went in depth on 2 of them. This one, Outer Worlds, the one that they're going in depth on right now, and After Party. So that leaves 6 games to go in depth on. I'm not saying like a crazy deep dive, but I mean, give more than a 10-second screen time for, I guess is what I'm saying. Talk about it for like 60 to 120 seconds type thing. What's up, Chris? How's it going, buddy? That's what I'm saying. Like, this was 13 minutes, and if they went in depth on every single one of them, it would have been like 22 to 24 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if they really went in depth on everything. And I don't think that's too long at all, and that would really give us a good idea of what to expect out of a lot of these games, and to get us hyped for them. Because to be honest, coming out of this, I'm hyped for After Party for sure. Like, After Party looks effing incredible. But I'm also hyped for Supermarket Shriek, and I could be completely wrong on that because I have no idea what the game really entails, what it's about, what the gameplay is like, anything like that. They just showed it for like 20 seconds of gameplay, and I'm like, that looks actually pretty cool. I want to know more about that, and there's just none. Yeah, a Cliff Notes version of in-depth. Yeah, like just talking about it more than 20 seconds, I guess is what I'm saying. A sizzle reel just doesn't do it for me. It's just, maybe that's just me in the position that I'm in when I'm trying to tell people about what looks good and what doesn't. It's really hard to be able to do that if I only get it for a snapshot and I gotta make a video talking about a snapshot. It's really hard to do that. And they weren't very clear on a couple of the dates, which is frustrating, but is to be expected. Like, After Party comes later this year. That could mean 2 months from now. It could mean 8 months from now. That's a big difference. It's very early on in 2019 right now. So saying later this year is so vague. It's very frustrating. And not to mention, what if it gets delayed? You know, so it's frustrating that they spent so much time on a game that gets you so hyped up and then they don't even have a release date for it. That was a little bit of a letdown, but I mean, it is what it is. It's coming eventually, so. In this game, Outer Worlds, it looks like it has a lot of potential, but it also has the vibe of No Man's Sky, and I always worry about an indie game that's grandiose because I don't want to have an open world if it's going to be a completely empty open world. This looks like it's going to have a lot more focus. It looks like it's going to have a lot more detail, a lot more direction than No Man's Sky. Like, this looks like Myst right here, this part here, and that looks awesome. Like, if the game plays and feels like Myst but is open world, that's going to be fantastic. But if it doesn't, then I'm a little weary about it, I guess. I have to say, it's nice that they specified what would be showing. Like, we knew these were indies, so exactly, Kim. That's why I'm not hammering this like I hammered the Sony one, because I expected Nick the expectations were managed going into this, where it's going to be an indie showcase. So I knew going into it not to expect any wild surprises or anything crazy. I went into this feeling like it's going to be a version of an Indies Direct, and that's what it felt like. I'd almost go on to say that Microsoft did a better job in some areas, as far as going in depth and talking about the games, especially After Party. They did a fantastic job detailing After Party. The more they talked about that game, the more hyped I was, the more excited I was about it. See, this is what I was talking about here. Supermarket Shriek. I want to know more about this. Is this going to be like a really basic game, or is it going to be like Super Meat Boy, or is it going to be something completely different that I haven't played before? Like, that's all we got. That was it. That was like, what, 6 seconds? And what is The Good Life? What is this? They give 8 seconds on it. And then they skip over to the After Party and then spend the rest of the time on this. So I feel like
Goats screaming in shopping carts, cats, photography, dungeon crawling. What a time to be alive.
yeah, I want to know more about The Good Life too. I mean, that's just see, and it says they're all playable at PAX East, but it doesn't give a date for when they're going to be available. So that's frustrating. And I think the pin thing is cool, but I mean, how many people are going to PAX East? like, that's something that I wouldn't even talk about during this presentation. I'd almost just put a picture of that and tweet it out, because the vast majority of people that are watching this are not going to PAX East as much as they all want to. So I want to go back to, hold on a second. Bring me back to Operencia. Who's this guy?
Hi, I'm Nick Zuklich, a content planner on the ID at Xbox team.
Content planner.
Basically, that means I'm in a constant quest for great content and developers to bring to Xbox. I'm super excited to talk about what we're doing at PAX East. But before that, let's look at some other awesome games in the game.
I mean, they're really pumping PAX East. This wasn't bad. I'm not gonna rant about it like I did with the Sony one. I feel like they did a decent job, but they could have done better. I guess if I'm gonna be super critical about it, I feel like it was too short. Like, this is the game I want to know more about. Coming from Zen Studios. Void Bastards. Like, what is this? I want to know the stolen... Sue? The stolen Sa? What's that say? It's going too fast. There's not... This is why I can't stand sizzle reels. It's like...
And developers.
I want to grasp what the game is, and this is all they give you. This actually looks pretty cool too, Void Bastards. I'd love to know more about this too, because it looks like it's got a lot of potential. This kind of reminds me of, in a weird way, EverQuest. It looks so good. I wish they gave us more and talked about it more and more in depth. Billy Goat Entertainment. White Owls. Yeah, okay. I think that's all the info I'm gonna get out of this. That was, what was it, 12 minutes? 13 minutes and 5 seconds. No wasted time, but also felt rushed. I'll be honest, it felt really rushed to me. Like, I get YouTubers need to rush their videos because people have a short attention span, but big companies don't need to rush their videos because people will sit there and wait and watch everything. I don't feel like they need to rush through these.
Milo, how long have we been friends?
Night School Studios.
Our entire lives.
Our whole entire lives.
In After Party, you play as two characters. You play as Milo and Lola. And these are two best friends who just graduated college and, through a very unfortunate accident, find themselves in hell, dead, trapped for what they think is an eternity. And it turns out, though, that fairly early in the evening, they find out that there's a loophole that if you can outdrink Satan, which nobody's ever done before, you're allowed re-entry to Earth. One of the first people I pitched it to after Adam and I felt really good about it was Janina Gavankar. And Janina, as I was talking to her, I was like, maybe you'll want to do a bit part in the game or something sort of on the side. And she's like, I need to play Lola. You've got to give me Lola. And as soon as she read just a little bit more of how dry and what a talker
Interesting
was, Janina, jumped all over it. Milo is played by a hilarious actor named Koi Dao, who we also also know through the studio just because he is another USC alumni, like about half of our studio. The chemistry between Koi and Janina has been great because they're both quite similar to the actual characters they play.
Sorry, this is Lola. I'm Milo. Didn't we have the same advanced frisbee class in...
Yeah, no, I remember. He's the one who had his wisdom teeth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will make a video on my thoughts about this. I feel like there's enough here to do a video. Final thoughts for this video, for this live stream. After party is going to be awesome, I'm sure. I want to know more about Operencia, Supermarket Shriek, The Good Life, and Void Bastards. And Outer Wilds looks good. There's a... Like, every game they went into depth with looked really good. And every game they didn't, I wanted to know more about it because it looked really good. I mean, Killer Queen Black looked pretty generic, and Blazing Chrome looked pretty generic, but outside of those, everything else looked like it had something interesting to offer. Those are my initial thoughts. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Killer Queen Black is amazing. Maybe Blazing Chrome is amazing. But they didn't show us enough to know any better anyways, so I don't feel bad in saying that. But anyways, I'm going to end the live stream there, going at about 40 minutes, talking about a 13-minute video, so... Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for my follow-up video on this. And as always, you stay smashing. Have a good one, guys.